Hey guys, my name's Shelly. Welcome to the vlog. Okay, quick update. Sorry, I don't know why I'm clapping. I was able to get some reading in the last couple days, and I actually finished Ashes and the Star Cursed King. I keep saying crossed, but it's Cursed King. I even did the same thing with Yumi and the Midnight Painter. I think I said Yumi, sorry, I keep saying Yumi and the Midnight Painter, but it's actually Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I don't know why. My brain just is telling me that's what I'm supposed to be saying. Anyway, so I finished this book and it's not going to be a favorite at all. It's too close to Sarah J. Maas for my liking. When I like fantasy romances that are unique. There's a very similar feeling in this book. So if you do like Sarah J. Maas, definitely check out these books because then I think you'll really, really love them. For me personally, they didn't work out. I think I prefer a little bit more world building and then having the romance as a subplot or, either a big part, not like a main focus. So yeah, overall, it was pretty good. I think I'm probably going to give it about 4 stars. This is a duology, but from what I know, the author, Chris Broadbent, is actually planning to elaborate more on the world and build on it, maybe write from different characters' perspectives. And I may check it out. I actually do genuinely like her writing style and her character work. So I may check it out, but I think I'm more interested in picking up her other series. I actually have the first one, The Daughter of No Worlds. I heard that's more of a slow burn romance with romance on like the side of it. And it's more like on the fantastical side, like more of the plot driven. And for me, I think that's more up my alley than this book. But yeah, overall, it was a decent read. I'm glad I read it. But yeah, if you like Sarah J. Maas, you will love this book. And the other update I have is I finished A Lesson Never Learned. Guys, I think this is going to be one of my new favorite series because I loved this book. This book made me tear up. This book made me like scream. I loved it so much. It was so impactful. I love the relationships in it, like the friendships in it. I love the reveals. I loved how big the world got, like flying cities and different races and gods and demons and all sorts of things. And it's just, I loved everything about it. And my God, Rob J. Hayes can write women well. Holy jeez, if I didn't know any better, I would have assumed that this was written by a woman because he did such a fantastic job. And Eska is not a likable character. She is not a likable character whatsoever. She does a lot of stupid, horrible things, and somehow you're rooting for her. Somehow you love her. And he's able to do that. He's able to make you love unlikable characters. There's a relationship in the series that's very like abusive almost, but it's more like a symbiotic relationship. And it's unhealthy and neither one is happy, but you can't help but want them to be together, if that makes sense. It's completely unhealthy. It's completely like codependent and on both sides. But I just am so happy when they are together because the two of them together, I like the dynamic. I don't think I said that properly. I'm trying to like not give any spoilers for this. It's really difficult. The one thing I do have a major complaint about as a person who does like fantasy or like romance in my fantasy, I do have to complain that the romance in this book was not my favorite. Like Eska was talking about, she keeps talking about how this person is the love of her life and it was the biggest love she's ever experienced. And it is not shown on the pages whatsoever. Like the communication between them, the two characters, is just like, oh, okay, they're kind of into each other, but you don't see that like the love of their life. It's more like told, not shown. And I really think I would have appreciated it. I think I would have liked it more if it was shown. Like we saw their interactions. We saw more of the relationship build. Rob J. Hayes can definitely show like relationship development because there's so many amazing relationships that Eska has, and I love them all, and they're all so different. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened with that, but for me, it just kind of fell flat. I love the series so much. It's so good that I picked up the third one like right away. Like I'm going to finish this, like the War Eternal series, like super soon. And I'm listening to the audiobook, and I can't remember the name of the third one, even though I looked it up before I came to record. So I'm listening to that, but I'm also listening to Fire Falling by Elise Kova. So that's the second in Air Awakening. I'm hoping to really like get those series under my belt by the end of the summer, because they're both, I'm having a really great time with them, and they're both, I'm doing audiobook for both of them. We're actually going to my parents' house. They moved from Toronto to up north 10 years ago, and they changed our cottage into their house. It's a house, it's not a cottage, but we're going to stay with them for a week, and it's going to be really nice. So we're leaving tomorrow morning, so I have a lot to do. So I'm going to sign off here now, and I'll give you an update in a couple days. Bye.
12 seconds later.
I'm like 65% the way through Fire Falling, and I'm DNFing the series. Like, I can't. It's so YA. I know it's a YA. I'm well aware it's a YA, but I think I prefer the YA that reads a little bit more like an adult YA, and this reads very like teen angsty, and that's fine if that's what you like. But for me, I'm past my point in that where I can read that stuff. The first thing that bothered, I mean, it started off really well. Like, I really enjoyed the first book, and the second book started off really well, and then slowly the story just went. It just got so angsty. Like, the first complaint I noticed was the secondary characters had zero agency. They either loved the main character or hated her for no reason whatsoever. Like, the people that are her friends, they all like love her, and they're all surrounding her, and they're so concerned about her problems because they don't have any of their own. And then the people that hate her, they're just like, oh, I hate you for no reason, just because you have these abilities, and I just hate you. Like, it was just one or the other. And for me, it doesn't work for me. The other thing is, I had so much trouble believing their romance because it just seems so uneven. Like, he's the prince, and he has all the powers, and he decides how their relationship wants to go. And one day he's in a great mood, and he's treating her like the best thing in the world. The next day he's treating her like shit under his boot. And then the excuses that he gives her for the reason why he's acting this way are just so pathetic. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll believe anything you say because I love you so much. It's just like, I don't know. For me, that's just like, I need characters to have agency. I need to have them to be independent people of themselves while being in a relationship, to have their own, each character has their own agency. Like, I need that in a story. Not to mention, I'm like 65% way through this book, and nothing is happening. Like, nothing. Yes, we had like an awesome action scene, but that was it. Like, legit, that was it. It's just drama, drama, drama. So I didn't mean for this to turn into a bit of a rant. I'm so sorry for people who like this book, and I'm so happy that you do. For me, I can't do it. And I know that this book makes a lot of people happy, and I'm super happy about that. I wanted it to make me happy, but it didn't work out like that, and that's, a shame. So that's my update, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Sorry if I'm looking a little woken up because I just woke up. I'm at the cottage, and it's been so incredibly busy. I haven't had any time for
like videos or even reading, I did start The Ocean at the End of the Lane, and I love it. It's so good. It is exactly what I wanted. I've been craving that Studio Ghibli like world. I don't know how else to explain it besides that. Like just a very like unique world. And I think I've realized that the books that I like the most have the most unique worlds. Like not I'm not talking about like unique magic systems. Like I'm talking about worlds. Like Brandon Sanderson makes unique worlds. And you know, some fantasies are absolutely amazing, but they're all set in like medieval times. And you know, they all have dragons, they all have whatever. And I do love that, but sometimes that gets a little boring. And I think for me, all of my favorites, like I was looking at this the other day, all of my favorites have very unique worlds. So if anybody knows of any books that have unique worlds and really good characters, and obviously the book is good, please let me know down in the comments because I am craving more of them. So yeah, I'm reading The Ocean at the End of the Lane. I don't have it because it's actually in the other room and I don't want to get up because as soon as I get up, it's like a whole thing. So um, it is really, really good. And I'm gonna finish it today because today is actually my birthday. It's August 1st, and that's my birthday. And I'm not telling you how old I am, but I was born in the 80s, if that helps. And yeah, so today's my birthday. It's gonna be a busy day, but I'm really hoping to be able to take advantage and kind of get some quiet time and be able to sip my coffee and read and just enjoy the environment I'm in. I'm not going to tell you where I am for privacy reasons, but I'm on Lake Huron, if that helps. And if anybody knows Canada and like Ontario, Lake Huron is just gorgeous, like gorgeous. Like, look up Group of Seven if you're interested. Group of Seven, they are famous painters. A lot of their paintings is in this area. So if you're really interested, if you're curious, whatever, Group of Seven. I think there's specifically one artist in the Group of Seven that did like stay around here. I think he more stayed in the Georgian Barrier, but it's very close together. I can't remember his name. Maybe I'll put it up here. But my dad like loves Group of Seven, so I've been surrounded by it all my life. But I'm going to show you something. This is my view. I hope you can't see the mess of my room. Please admit it. Okay. Okay. So that's my update. I hope to give another update soon, and I will see you guys later. It's garbage truck day, so that's why you hear the banging. But I wanted to show you a blue heron. There it is. Isn't she pretty? I love blue herons. So I finished Ocean at the End of the Lane last night, and I'm still processing this book. I have so many thoughts about this book, and I'm having trouble like collaborating them into like coherent thoughts. But yes, the recommendation for this being a Studio Ghibli book, like recommendation, was spot on. This book is like has the same kind of like weird imagery and just creative mind that Ghibli movies usually have. So yeah, it was spot on, but this book is much darker. Like the themes that we touch upon in this book are super dark, and
the fact that this 7-year-old boy is having to deal with some of these things is just kind of beyond my comprehension. Like, I have a 9-year-old, and there's no way in hell that my 9-year-old son could deal with some of the things that this character has dealt with at that age. So, yeah. The other thing I have to say is I didn't even realize that the character didn't have a name until like midway through the book. That was really well done because I didn't even notice that he didn't have a name. The other thing is that the ending, I did not see the ending at all, and the connection to American Gods. I was like, oh, okay, now I see it. And I was just like really amazed that I didn't pick up, because usually I can kind of pick up on those things, and usually, yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised. And I'm definitely going to read more of, I'm going to put this down, I'm definitely going to read more of Neil Gaiman's like backlist stuff. Probably not his bigger books, but I definitely want to like pick up the smaller books because they really pack a punch. For like less than 200 pages, it really packs a punch. So I'm still on vacation, and I have not really had any time to listen to audiobooks, so I'm not very far in, oh God, what is it called? From Cold Ashes Risen, I think it is. So I'm still liking it, but yeah, I'm listening to an audiobook, and I haven't had a lot of time for audiobook listening, but I'm determined to finish this book before I come back and go back to the city. Currently, I'm staying at my parents' house. I don't think I said that in the previous vlog. If I did, I can't remember. But yeah, I'm staying at my parents' house, and my parents live in like northern Ontario, like sort of northern, it's like mid-Ontario in Canada, and they moved from the city, and they took over our family's like 100-year-old cottage. The cottage itself is not 100 years old, but the property that our family has owned is over 100 years. So I'm pretty fortunate for that, and we're gonna stay here. The weather's not the best for summertime. It's pretty cold and windy. Usually around this time of the year it's like perfect beach weather, so I'm kind of bummed about that, but I can't complain about living or being here. Alright, so that's it for now, and I'll see you back in a couple days. Otis. Hi, puppy.
Picture.
No, you be in my picture. It's okay. Husband. This is like the best gin and tonic I've ever had. It's so good. You want to try? It's the first day that it hasn't been super windy and the waves have been really calm. So I'm just sitting on the beach, listening to my audiobook, just soaking in the peace and quiet that I don't get to experience that often. But this is the view today. Super peaceful, like there's barely any waves. I hope you guys enjoyed all the sunset and water pictures, because that's pretty much all I did all week, was spend the whole week on the beach. So unfortunately, that means I didn't get to read as much as I want. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I literally brought like 5 books up. Like, why did I think I was gonna read 5 books? I mean, maybe I would have been able to if my best friend and her family wasn't up, but we spent all of our time with them on the beach, and you know, there wasn't much time there was a lot of socializing, and to be honest, I am so tired from socializing. Like, I am ready to go home in my hole and not talk to anybody. Or I'd rather stay here and go in my hole and not talk to anybody, if I could. The duck. We're leaving today, which I'm kind of sad about. but we're going to be coming back to my parents' place probably for the long weekend, Labor Day weekend. I'm hoping. So we'll be back here in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I think. Just a quick update. I have 3 hours left in my audiobook of From Cold Ashes Risen, and oh man, Eska is so infuriating. Like, I understand why she makes some of the decisions that she makes because, like, the influence that she's under, but my god, I want to slap this woman so hard for being so freaking stubborn. But some of the things that happen to this poor girl, it's way worse than Robin Hood ever did to Fitz. Like, just, she's had it rough. This girl's had it rough. But overall, I'm really enjoying the story. I love the new expanse of, like, you know, we're meeting like gods and kind of getting a little bit more back history about them. So it's definitely picking up. But yeah, I'm not blowing through this one like I blew through the first two. Probably because I've been busy this week and I haven't been able to properly dive into it. So that means I didn't reach my goal of finishing it by the end of the week. Nor did I pick up any other book besides The Ocean at the End of the Lane. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. I think it's because I love being up here and reading, but now that I'm older and, like, I don't have a lot of time to, like, hang out and do anything. Where's my husband? Yeah, I don't know. With kids, I mean, when you have kids, your time gets, like, cut in, like, a quarter, and you have, like, this much time, whereas before you had nothing but time. So yeah, before I had kids, I was able to come up here and blow through like 1,000-page fantasy books, no problem. Now I can barely get through a 500-page book. But anyways, so we're leaving today. We're packing up. I'm really sad. The kids want to go home because they just want to go home and see their friends, but I want to stay here and just, I had enough friend time. I'm good. So yeah. So unfortunately, that means I was not able to complete the book, but I'm not going to finish this vlog until I finish this book. So I guess the next update will be me in the city talking about it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed all the sunsets and the Lake Huron shots and the river shots. Right. I'm still trying to gather my coherent thoughts because I just started my coffee, so I'm like half asleep right now. But this is what I'm looking at. You see the lily pads and the spiders and the ducks. I'm back in the city. It's raining. It's miserable. I don't want to be here. I want to be back at the beach. But this is life. This is the only time I can record today, so you will have to excuse the yelling kids. They're excited to play their PlayStation after not being able to play for the whole week, so I can't do anything about it. I have loud kids. It is what it is. Okay, so I'm drinking my coffee. And I finished From Cold Ashes Risen yesterday. And it made me cry. Like, I don't cry from books, like movies, for sure. But this book made me cry. And yeah, I'm still kind of processing what happened. I didn't realize that the 5-book series was actually split up into 2 separate arcs. So the first arc is the first 3 books, the second arc is the second 2 books. And so I finished the first arc, and I just love this series so bloody much. It goes against everything that I usually like first-person narrative, the person telling their life story, all of that stuff I dislike. I dislike like gritty, grim worlds. Not dislike, but I tend to not reach towards them. And all of these things, this series encompasses all those things, but I love it so much. I love the characters. Eska is the most infuriating, like, anti-hero ever. like you just want to shake her and slap her and then give her a big hug because she's had a really hard day. Like, I just love Eska, and she is not a likable character, but I love her. I love all of the characters, all of her side characters, her found family. Even the protagonist, even the bad guy is really well done. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a breather from this, not long, like maybe a week or two, and then I'm gonna continue on with Sins of the Mother, because although I really want to complete this story, I think it's another, like, I don't want to complete it to end it because I love it so much. I'm definitely becoming a Rob J. Hayes stan. Like, after finishing this series, I'm going to finish the Mortal Techniques trilogy. So I still have the Pawn's Gambit, and I can't remember the last one, but it just came out. So I'm going to read those ones after finishing The War Eternal. But yeah, guys, this may be one of my favorite series of all time, and I'm happy about that. Like, you can't complain about finding a new series. There's nothing to complain about, except for the fact that I wish I was at the beach. So I'll just talk about what I'm reading. I picked up Legends and Lattes this morning. I literally read maybe 3-4 pages before I had to shut it and do other things. I'm going to do an immersion read with this, so the audiobook and the physical book. And then once I get really into this, I think I'm going to move away from the audiobook and just focus on the physical book, because I have a couple of audiobooks lined up, but I don't know which one to go to, and they're all continuing on with series that I have started, and that's my goal for the rest of the year, is to complete some of these series. So the first one is Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second in the second Mistborn era. I have an unpopular opinion where I didn't love Mistborn as much as everybody else, so I'm actually quite enjoying this second series a little bit more. But I really want to finish this, because The Lost Metal is just, everybody keeps talking about how amazing it is, and I really want to get to it. The second option, I got the audiobook through the library, but I have a physical copy of Jade Legacy. I'm not a huge fan of the series. I know that everybody says that this book in particular is the best book that they have ever read, or it was the best book of the year for them. So I'm very curious, because I've also seen people who are like me, didn't really love the first two books, say that this book was fantastic, and it kind of wove the trilogy and made the trilogy even better. So very curious. So this is another option. Another option is From Darkness and Light by Ryan Cahill. I have this on audiobook only. I don't have the physical copy. So I don't know which ones to pick. Maybe you guys could help me pick out which one I pick up next. So for Jade Legacy, a bone for Green Bone Saga. If you want that, just put it down, emoji down below. For Shadow of Self, put a coin, like one of those little coins. And then for Darkness and Light, flashlight. If you've reached the end of the vlog, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching all the way through. Please give a like, please subscribe if you want to. It's your choice, but it helps smaller channels grow for sure. And yes, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you again. Bye.